The NAR settlement, right? Like we all haven't heard it enough. We've been beaten with it over and over again, but there's so much stuff going out there that is just blatant lies. I mean, I don't know about you, but I just looked up NAR settlement on Google and the articles that people are writing, it's blatant lies. Like 6% commission gone. Oh, this is going to change the real estate industry. It's nonsense. So the first thing I wanted to make sure that we're aware of is it says it right on NAR's website is this settlement is subject to court approval, which means it hasn't even been finalized yet. It has to go through the entire court process and it has to be approved. And if there are any changes that do come from this, they will not be implemented until the middle of July of this year. So as of right now, business as usual. Nothing has physically changed. So NAR agreed to pay $418 million dollars over the course of 4 years. In addition to the actual financial payment, this is what everyone's talking about. NAR has agreed to put in place a new MLS rule prohibiting offers of broker compensation on the MLS. So essentially what that means is, we could offer out 3% on the MLS and openly advertise that and the listing. If this does go through, we're not able to do that anymore. However, it goes on to say this would mean that offers of broker compensation could not be communicated via the MLS, but they could continue to be an option consumers can pursue off MLS through negotiation and consultation with real estate professionals. So, in other words, you can't put it on the MLS, but you can still negotiate it elsewhere. So, does that mean you can put it on your website? Yes. Does that mean you can put it on your syndication sites, Zillow, Realtor, Trulia.com? As of now, yes. Can you put it on Showing Time? We don't know yet because Showing Time is a close association with the MLS. We're not sure yet. All we know is if this were to go through, you cannot advertise it on the MLS, but you are able to do it off MLS and negotiate it through agents, buyer, seller. 6% commission is not gone. It's not gone. It's just you can't openly advertise it on the MLS. Furthermore, NAR has agreed to enact a new rule that would require MLS participants working with buyers to enter into written agreements with their buyers. In other words, if you're working with a buyer, you have to have a buyer agency contract signed. So if we were operating properly, this wouldn't change anything that we're doing because we were already getting buyer agency contracts signed. That is something that we should have been doing, and if we're not doing that, we'll be making sure that we can coach and train you on how it is you get a buyer agency contract signed through a buyer consultation. That kind of sums it up. And really, in summary, if this were to go through, nothing's going to happen until the middle of July. And if it does, you openly cannot advertise your commissions on the MLS. You can negotiate them off MLS, which is something that we can do. And we're going to coach and train you to do that if this does go through. And you have to have a buyer agency contract signed with any buyer that you're working with. So I view this as an opportunity for us to showcase our value, because there are going to be agents who are in this business who weren't operating properly, who weren't getting buyer agency contracts signed and weren't doing things properly. And they're going to probably be washed out, which is good for us because that now opens up market share for us to take. And it also showcases our value. This, if anything, increases our value because now it becomes more apparent that people need professionals and they need people who operate the right way. So nothing to worry about. And if this does go through, like I said, we will have coaching, training, and education available for all of us to make sure that we are prepared and we are staying ahead of the curve and we are arming you with the knowledge, skills, tools, and resources to win in the market that we're in.